Hi guys, it is EFL Cup weekend. We are going to Wembley, Arsenal versus Manchester City, and a huge opportunity for Mikel Arteta and this relatively young Arsenal squad to get their hands on a trophy and gain that confidence ahead of the hardest part of the season where we're vying for a Premier League trophy and a Champions League trophy. We're going to talk about this weekend's action. We're going to talk about how important it is going forward for this squad. But first, if you could all head down the bottom there, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and at the very end of the video, please do leave all your thoughts in the comments below. Now, this weekend for me, alright, the trophy is very, very important. Lots of people turn their nose up at these types of trophies. I think the FA Cup, the EFL Cup, the Champions League, and the Premier League, they all have their own place in English football, and they all have their own prestige. And for me, Arsenal going 30 years without winning this trophy needs to end. This drought that we've been over the past 4 or 5 years where we haven't won any trophy needs to end as well. For me, I don't classify the Community Shield as one of these trophies. I think the time it falls, there's no history behind it. I just don't hold the Community Shield in the same bracket as those four, but I do hold those four very, very high. Some people don't care about the EFL Cup or the FA Cup. They couldn't care less. For me, you're in those four trophies. I expect each and every year you try and win all four of those trophies. And guess what? Come March, we are in for a way of winning each and every one of those four trophies. But it all starts this weekend, because you come in this weekend, we have not got a better opportunity here to make a statement against a top level team. Manchester City have won 6 of the last 10 of these trophies, I believe. And Manchester City, they've won the bulk of the trophies over the last 10 years in the Premier League, success in Europe, and most importantly, winning these smaller trophies. All right, each year they come in, they win one of these smaller trophies, and then they go ahead and win the Premier League. And that's what I want to see Arsenal do. But it starts with winning a trophy this weekend, and having that opportunity at Wembley, having some of these young players that haven't held a trophy up get their hands on it, get that confidence from it, and then say, look guys, we've won the trophy this weekend. This team, Manchester City, that have little broed us for years and years and years, they've little broed Mikel Arteta because he was taught under Pep Guardiola. It's no longer little bro, all right? We are the big dogs as well, and it starts with this weekend's action, because you go in there, you destroy Manchester City. Not only do all the Arsenal players and Mikel Arteta get that confidence, say, we can beat Manchester City. We are 7 points ahead of this league. We're going to hold this form. We're going to take that confidence. We're going to go win the Premier League. We're going to go win the FA Cup. We're going to try and go and win for the very first time that Champions League, because the confidence you can gain from beating Manchester City, who have little broed us for years, that day at Wembley, holding that trophy up, all right, getting that winning mentality that hasn't been there, and learning how to get across the line. It's about taking these past experiences where we've fallen short and saying, not this year. And Manchester City, we go in there, we beat them 2 or 3-0. All of a sudden, their confidence drops as well, because we're 7 points ahead. We've just pummeled them. We've got to verse them in the league in a few weeks' time anyway. All of these things play a part in this game and in this title run, because if we go this weekend and lose 2 or 3-0 to Manchester City, not only do we not get that day at Wembley, we start having doubts. We lose that confidence, and Manchester City gain that confidence. They say, look, these guys aren't unbeatable. We can now chase these 7 points down, because it doesn't surprise me at all if Manchester City from now, they've got 8 games left, win each and every single one of those games going to the end of the season. So we need to make sure that we aren't dropping points anywhere. And I think gaining that confidence this weekend will boost us and lower them, because they will start losing hope. They will start saying, these guys aren't going to drop points. These guys aren't the people that fall short. They're not going to fall off like they've done in previous years. These guys are here, and they're here to stay and going to win this trophy. And that's why this weekend, for me, is so much more important than just winning a trophy. The trophy is important, because I want to see us get doubles. I want to see us get trebles. I want to see us get quads this year, because we're in all of these 4 trophies. Come March, we have an opportunity to get our hands on 4 trophies, and I at very least expect 2. FA Cup or EFL Cup, Premier League, Champions League, I want to see one of those 2 and one of those 2. I'd be more than happy with that. I think, the Champions League is something that we've never been able to get over. If we can get our hands on that trophy, I'd be content with that. But for me, it's not enough this year just to get an EFL Cup or an FA Cup. We need to get one of those and a big one. But I still want to see us go for it this weekend, because winning breeds winning. And for me, this Mikel Arteta team, they haven't experienced that winning feeling. We haven't been able to get across that line. And if we fall short again this weekend, it can start putting those doubts in the minds again. We can start losing confidence, and people will start thinking it's going to be another one of those years. And I don't want it to be another one of those years. I want us in March winning this trophy. Then I want us winning the FA Cup. Then I want us winning the Premier League. Then I want us in that final at the Champions League with a chance to win it. Now, look, I can understand. This weekend's not going to be easy. We might lose this game. If we do lose this game, what needs to happen is we need to register it. We need to take that experience of being at Wembley, being in a big final and saying, all right, guys, we came up short. What did we do wrong today? Because when it gets to the FA Cup final, when it gets to the Champions League final, how can we take this learning experience and put it here? All right, what we learned last year against Paris Saint-Germain in those semi-finals, we need to take that and apply it to this year's campaign. If we fall short in the EFL Cup final, we need to take that experience and apply it in the FA Cup final, in the Champions League final. Yes, we have to get there, but I expect us to get there. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be very, very hard. But Mikel Arteta has every opportunity here to go for this. He's got the squad. He's got the players. He's got the talent. We have the best defense in all of Europe. That holds so much stigma in these competitions. So, for me, a massive, massive opportunity this weekend. What do I think needs to happen this weekend? If we just put aside what's going to happen for the rest of the season, just this weekend, I think Mikel Arteta needs to be brave. I think the defense is good, but when you're playing one-off cup ties, all right, this is a one-off game, a grand final. You can't just sit back on your laurels and try and defend for the 90 minutes. There's points in this game where you're going to have to go forward. You're going to have to attack. We might be a goal behind. We might have to be a goal ahead. You got to adapt to each and every situation. And that's what 38 games in a Premier League season does. That's what 5 years at top level management for Mikel Arteta does. This is what, he did it a few years ago in the FA Cup, all right? Not his squad, but he still found a way to get over the line on the big day. And that's what he's got to do this weekend. And for me, I think he has to be brave. If something's not working by halftime, change it. Don't wait till 70, 80 minutes. Don't wait till we fall a goal behind with 20 minutes left to start changing things and throwing the kitchen sink at it. Because for me, I want to be on the ascendancy from the start. I want to be on the front foot. I want to try and dominate Manchester City in this game. It's not going to be easy. I think with this defense, Gabriel, Saliba, Hincapié, and Timber, with David Raya behind them pulling out save after save after save, these guys are solid enough to keep a clean sheet. So free up the attack. That's what I want to see. I want to see a bit of freedom with these attackers. Now, if we're going to build our squad, and what I think is going to happen, this is my predicted 11. I think Raya keeps his position, no doubt. But don't be surprised if Kepa comes in. All right, because Kepa has played most of these games. But for me, it's a risk. Playing Kepa is a massive risk. If I was Mikel Arteta, I'm making a big call here and saying, guess what, Kepa? I don't really care what you're here for. I don't care what I told you pre-season. David Raya is playing this game. All right, this is far more important than one player. So Kepa, sit on the sideline. I'm going Hincapié. He's had a great run of form. Gabriel and Saliba, solid as a rock. The right back position is precarious. If Timber is fit and fully ready to go, it's Timber, no doubt. Because Ben White started midweek and I wasn't impressed at all. So I'm going Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, and Hincapié. The midfield builds itself. It's Zubimendi, it's Rice, and it is Eze. Eze pulled that goal out on the midweek. Unbelievable strike. He's on a great run of form, starting week in, week out. He needs to keep that position. I'm not sure whether Odegaard's fit regardless, but if he is, yeah, you might find a place on the bench. But he's been injured on and off all season. He's had no form coming into this game. Just because he is the captain doesn't mean he gets to steal that place and start the game, because a half-fit Odegaard is nowhere near what this Eze is pulling out right now. So it's got to be Eze in the 10. The front three, Saka on the right. He hasn't had the best games, but he is our star boy. He needs to start. Gyökeres has to start. I'm happy for Havertz to come off the bench. I'm happy for Gabriel to come off the bench if Gyökeres isn't having a time of it. But that guy is hungry. That guy is built for occasions like this. This is what we bought him for. All right, whether you like him, whether you don't, this is what we bought him for. This is what he's got to play. He's got to show why he was bought. All right, it's going to be a battle. Who's going to play better, Haaland or Gyökeres? Gyökeres needs to step up and he needs to score a goal this weekend, or at very least, play out of his socks. And on the left, This position here is really up and down. I think Trossard played well enough against Leverkusen to keep that position. But come half-time, if he's having a shitter, it's got to be Gabriel Martinelli. He's got to bring him on early. He's got to be brave. He's got to make big calls. If somebody's not performing, change it up. And I don't really care which one starts on the left, whether it is Gabriel Martinelli or whether it is Leandro Trossard. I'm going with Trossard because of his game midweek. I thought it was quite good. Martinelli came off the bench, but I'm happy to keep that ticking. And Noni Madueke should be the sub for Bukayo Saka. I'd also play Dauman on the bench. I think that option there, even if you don't want to have him game time, I still want him to have that experience of being in this cup tie. I think we'll have enough room anyway with people out and injured. So that is my squad. I'm happy by 45 minutes, 50 minutes, 60 minutes. If it's not working, switch it up. All right, it is going to be a long game. It could very well go to penalties, so you can't make too many changes early. But if there is a clear downfall in a player's performance, in an injury, be brave. Let's make these decisions because guess what? You win in 90 minutes, you don't have to worry about extra time. You don't have to worry about penalties. Let me know, guys, in the comments below what you guys think. I want to know your predicted 11. I want to know what you guys think is going to happen this weekend. Finally, my prediction. Who is going to win? I'm going to back Arsenal. I think this one's going to be a slugfest. 2-1 victory to Arsenal. I think we're going to win it in the 90 minutes. I don't think this is going extra time. I don't think it's going penalties. But don't be surprised because if Mikel Arteta prioritizes defense, it could very well easily go to penalties. And hopefully, if it does go to penalties, our boys can step up. You know, I'm looking at Bukayo Saka. He's had some off nights on the penalties in big occasions, but I want to see him learn from that. I want to see Gyökeres grab that ball first and pelt it into the goal. I want to see Eze stepping up. All right, if Odegaard plays, he has to be a captain. All right, he has to show why he's the leader of this group. These are very, very important games. For me, if I'm picking the most important player this weekend, normally I would say Gabriel. Normally I'd say Declan Rice. But in this type of game, it's got to be Gyökeres. He's got to step to the forefront and he's got to get himself a goal. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm out of here, guys. See ya.